Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DH Thorne. Hey, I was deciding, I figured I'd go live a little bit today for a short period of time. Let's see if anybody shows up, but this is not going to be a very long thing. Let me see. Is this even working? Is my audio working? I might have to reboot the stream. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? Let's. I'll be right back. Let me go AWOL for a minute. For those of you guys who are just showing up, give it a minute. I got to put on my brain. All right, there we go. I think everything's working now. All right, hey, Lee Johnson, I see you're being a bitch. What's going on? How's everybody doing today? I figured I'll keep this one short. This one's just kind of for fun. I'm going to do a victory lap again because there are still people that are butthurt over the fact that my side, my opinions, my team, if you think that's what it is, won. Some people are going to be like, oh, you're all about tribalism and bullshit. No. Here's the deal. In 2016, innocent D.H. Thorne, having a background of knowledge that most of you people can't even relate to about the various, shall we say, shadowy organizations that run this planet. In 2016, I realized that there was this operation going on. I started to realize that there was a group of people who have decided that they're not going to allow the New World Order to do what it was doing, okay? And so, despite the fact that I didn't personally like the way Trump approached things publicly, being an intellectual, being someone of a higher caliber, of wanting people to get along and so on, I didn't really appreciate the rhetoric because it seemed very base, like debased. It seemed like childish, right? It's like, oh, left is bad, right is good, you know? But I recognized behind him the operation. And so I held my nose and I supported Trump. The very next day after Trump won, hundreds not hundreds, but definitely dozens of concurrent friends, people who were friends with me at the time, suddenly lost their minds and started loudly proclaiming that anyone who voted for him was a Nazi, a bigot, a racist, a misogynist, a degenerate, a blah, 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 blah. All of these horrible things, that you didn't want to be friends with anyone who voted for Trump. And I tried for like a week. I tried. I really did. I tried for like a week to just be there and see what would happen with these people, just sort of calm the fuck down. And I saw the rhetoric getting more and more aggressive, nasty, violent. People were talking about taking Nazi scalps, punching Nazis in the dick. Anybody who voted for Trump is fair game. These are people that grew up with me. These were people that I bled for them. I made others bleed for them for that kind of shit. People who would get picked on for being gay or whatever, or Jewish or black. I would shoulder to shoulder be with them. I was their friend. I wasn't always perfect at it. I'm not a perfect person. I've never claimed such a thing. But I had their back. And I protected them from the actual, you know, bigoted, racist types of people. Is my dog being good behind me? Yes. I defended those people. Tooth and nail. I still have scars. There are people still talk about the shit we did to protect those people back in high school and stuff. I have a reputation for sticking up for people who are genuinely innocent and are being abused. That's exactly why I voted the way I voted. Because I know who's really being abused. It's not you. You're being used. You're not being abused. All of you guys who are now throwing tantrums and cutting your hair off and saying you're going to throw bricks at windows because Trump won, you're not being abused. No one abused you. You're being used, which is worse. You're being used by the cabal. You're a slave to their propaganda. And so, after a week or so of trying with everything, every fiber of my being, to get along with these people, to try to get them to understand what I saw and why I voted and why not everybody who voted for, in fact, most of the people who, in fact, fuck that. I'm not even going to say not everybody. No, fuck you. It's not everybody wasn't a Nazi. The vast majority. It shouldn't even have to be said. If you have any real awareness, it's not even the vast majority or not. The Nazis don't even compute. The misogynists, the perverts, the patriarchy type. That's not what's behind that. You've been brainwashed to think that everybody who has an opinion about this is a patriarchy and is a this and a that. You think that we're bad people. We're not. You've been brainwashed to hate. And no matter what we did, you wouldn't let go of that. Because that's the weapon. You were the weapon. You are the weapon being used against the people of this planet to enslave them. And you don't even fucking know it. And so when we get a victory, you throw a goddamn tantrum because you think Hitler won. To be fair, if I thought Hitler won, maybe I'd be acting the same way. But don't come into my space and tell me I'm being mean because I'm taking a victory lap and rubbing it in the faces of the people who are susceptible to that right now. Look, if you voted for Kamala, I just think you're ignorant. I don't hate you for your vote. What I hate is the fact that I got death threats for years as a public occultist for endorsing Trump once. What I hate is the fact that you're all psychotic and that you mean us harm. And when we finally stop you, when we finally stand up and prove that we outnumber you, that we have been right this whole time, instead of saying, oh, well, maybe we were wrong and doing a little self-analysis, you lose your shit. So, yeah, some of you are going to say, Thorne, you sound angry. Yes, I am angry. I'm righteously angry. Because for years and years and years, people have been browbeating, attacking, insulting, disrespecting, demoralizing, and treating people like me and my friends like utter shit. And people will say, well, Thorne, your side did the same thing. Yes, but we didn't have the media. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the endorsement of corporations. We didn't have the dehumanizing, marginalizing impact of all of those things beating down, reverse that, We didn't have them on our side. You did. Nobody told you it was wrong to dehumanize your friends based on how they voted. Nobody told you that. And it didn't stop you. You didn't have the common sense to stop. So I am mad because I'm still getting people with your little mealy mouth, sheepish little milquetoast. Thorne, you got to be nicer. You got to be the bigger man. No, I don't. You're the ones who are losing their minds right now, that are tearing their hair out and claiming that they're, you know, gonna resist and all this shit. Those of you who still see fit, like Lee Johnson, to talk shit at this time to people who are in the right, who have proven that they have been in the right this whole time. You guys need to knock it off. Not us. Nobody came into your space and told you that you're in a cult just because you think the election wasn't stolen in 2020. Nobody hit you with psyop propaganda nonstop to demoralize and dehumanize you. You didn't lose all of your friends because you voted for Harris. You didn't lose all of your friends because you voted for Biden. You didn't lose all of your friends because you voted for Hillary. You didn't have the media tell everybody you know that you're bad and a Nazi and all of this other shit for 8 solid goddamn years. So forgive us for not feeling like taking it anymore. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm not going to come after you. I'm bigger than that. That's why you got away with what you got away with, because everybody who thinks like me realized that it would be wrong to attack you because we know you're brainwashed. We know you're crazy. We don't want to hurt you. We're trying to fix a problem that you are a part of, that you willingly lent yourself to because you swallowed propaganda and you attacked us over and over and over with the help of the media. And people say, Thorne, you're bigger than this. You should. No. No. What was said to Arjun, right? Was he told to just lay back and let the enemy win? No. You see, right now, there are people who they cannot accept that they were wrong this entire time. They cannot accept that they were brainwashed, and I understand that. But now they're bitching and moaning, they're fleeing, or they're trying to lash out. Let me give you some examples. I'm not going to name any names. I have friends, or people who I considered friends, who, when 2020 happened, and those of us who believed it was stolen got upset, and we started trying to post about it and raise awareness and say what we thought was going on. We weren't attacking anybody. We weren't sitting there going, oh, all of you, Biden supporters suck. We were just saying, I think the election was stolen. I've had people who I considered friends rub it in my face and say, calm down, he just lost, you're in a cult. I've had people say that to me. I've had people brag and laugh and mock and give me death threats because I didn't believe that the election was fair and square. So, how do I say this? Fuck your feelings. Fuck how you feel. I really don't care. If you don't like it, go away. If you think that Nazis won, go do something about it. Ooh, is that a threat? No, I'm telling you, if you really believe that, don't give me shit about it. Go call the police and say Nazis won. Go do something about it. Don't cry on the internet. Tear your hair out. You're just a crybaby. And I'm sorry, because we sucked it up. For 8 years, we sucked it up and we didn't do what you're thinking of doing. I know what some of you are thinking of doing. I've gotten the fucking the death threats. That's why I'm mad. I'm sick of getting death threats and friends telling me I'm a Nazi because we won. Or we don't think it's fair when we lost. I don't do that. None of the people who are listening to me, who are agreeing with me right now, do that. You do. So I'm a little mad because every time I turn on my computer or talk to people, I'm seeing old friends going, Thorne's gone crazy. He's so mad. Oh, blah, blah. These are the people who, when Trump was cheated in 2020, posted all over my Discord. Fuck around and find out. Trump loses. You're all losers. Rubbed it in our faces. And we didn't do much about it because we're civilized. We just kind of said, okay, let them have their opinion, push back a little bit. And I made some rules. You can't do that. And we got rid of some of those things. We said, you can't do that. It's causing too much problems. And now those very same people are unfriending me, leaving bad reviews. Listen, it's real easy to be magnanimous when you have the entire system behind you and you still couldn't fucking do it. When the whole system was backing you up, you did not hesitate to treat people like me like shit. And I am talking to friends and former friends who are right now upset. None of you took me aside and said, Thorne, I know you're a good guy, I just disagree with you, whatever. No. None of you did that. None of you. I have been, if you really look, I've actually been trying to reach out and say, hey, if you know, I'm not blaming you for how you voted. I'm not your enemy because of that. I don't care about that. And I think a lot of people right now think like I do. A lot of people are in the same sort of, you know, opinion that I'm at right now, which is we're tired of just being nice about this. I'm not saying that we should do something or we're going to do something. I'm saying we're tired of being nice about it. We're tired of being told that we've got to be nice to you. We're tired of being told that there's no reason to be angry. When you idiots find out what the hell has been kept from you and what's going to come out soon, you're going to hurt so bad. You're going to wish you listened. You're going to wish that before it got to this, you listened to some of us who were trying to tell you. We weren't telling you this. Look, we didn't just wake up one day and decide to go crazy. We didn't just wake up one day and decide to believe some weird shit. We saw through some lies and we started digging and we did more digging and we realized the whole fucking system's corrupt and is a lie, and we decided to fight against that. We decided to participate. Instead of spiritually bypassing or being a fucking lump on a rock, we decided to do something and take up an opinion and try to stand for free humanity. It's not enlightened to roll over and let the lion eat you. That's not enlightenment. You're not liberated because you don't care that it hurts and just let everything happen. That's not enlightenment. That's not enlightenment. Enlightenment is right now I sound angry, but inside I know I'm calm. Inside I'm me, the real me. So forgive me if I'm not going to be nice. Forgive me if I'm posting memes on Facebook that you think are mean. Thorne, you're so enlightened. Why are you posting these divisive memes? I should show you my DMs. I should show you the shit that's been sent to me. I should show you what people say. Let me see. I got some chats here. Let me see. I'm missing them. Yeah, I'm seeing as usual, almost everybody agrees and understands with what I'm trying to say. I think I got a little critter. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to have to put out a trap. We got a hole in the wall. Sometimes mice get in, so I'm going to have to clear that out. But anyway, that's what's bugging me. Hey, honey, we got a morsel. Yeah, we got a morsel. No, I see most of you guys understand what I'm saying. So I'm not yelling at any of you guys. I hope this is cathartic for some of you, because I know a lot of you guys feel the same way I do. You're just sick of this shit. You're sick of these people. And you wish that this would be the thing that wakes them up, but it's not going to be. There's still more runway before this is over. And some of you assholes that are listening to this and want to send me hate mail now, I ask you, in all honesty, to be objective and look at the balance of power in this equation. A lot of you guys believe in the whole, you know, racism is intolerance plus power type of equation, right? You guys have had the power all this time. Every single apparatus of government and society has been behind you, and you use that to assail us, to dehumanize and demoralize us daily. And when we fought back, everything we had to say was suppressed, shadow banned. I have lost thousands upon thousands of dollars for my opinion, you assholes. Not because I wasn't popular. Look at the election. We've always had the popular opinion. Always. That's not, the election wasn't suddenly won because suddenly everybody agreed with Trump. You fucking moron. You've been lied to for your whole life. You've been told that all of these people are the minority who believe in Trump. That's always been a lie. It's just everybody was scared of you because they knew you had the entire system behind you. And now we're pissed. Now we're not taking it anymore. Now we're angry because we've won again. We've proven it again. And you assholes are still flipping out. Some of you are still making death threats. I've had people send me shit talking about they're going to fold me like a shirt. Fuck you. Put in the comments, what kind of mistreatment have you gotten? Everybody who, on both sides, if you disagree with me, put how you've been mistreated. Tell me how you got shadow banned. Tell me how you got your Amazon fucking books demoted so you went from making anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 a month to 200 in a month because you opened your mouth on the internet and it went around the system and shut you down. How many of you can say something like that? How many of you guys can show how your channel was going great till you said anything political and then all of a sudden, bang, right into the ground? That's not because your opinion was unpopular. If that was the case, you wouldn't have what you actually see. Go watch a CNN feed and watch the fucking chat. There is no Harris 24. It's all fuck you, you're liars. The whole thing. You are living in La La Land and you have this whole time and you attacked everybody who didn't. I am usually the first one to call for calm, and I still am. When I say calm, I mean don't hurt anybody. Don't go out of your way to hurt anybody. Do you know how many people right now that I could go and I could private message them, I could go on their Facebook, I could go to their fucking house and just rub it in their face and treat the way they treated us? You know how many people I could do that to? The perpetual victims who always think they're the victim even though they have all the power in society. And you'll say, well, that sounds really rich because that's what we're saying you are. Clearly not. We're sick of you. We've put up with you for 8 years, and you're about to find out the hardest way imaginable what you've enabled. Look at the Diddy list versus the Kamala. Come on. The Kamala endorsements versus the Diddy list. Look at the Epstein list versus the you know, well, we don't have the list, but who we assume because of what's in the transcripts of certain things. Who are the ones supporting you? Who are the ones supporting you? I am so sick of you insufferable morons. I really am. I'm just saying it. Eventually, I won't care anymore. We'll behind this, and we're all going to sing Kumbaya and hug someday. But right now, fuck you. Fuck you. You have everything coming that's about to come. You deserve every little bit of what's about to happen. You didn't listen. You didn't listen to what we were saying. You denied everything. You marginalized us. You dehumanized us over and over. And now you're mad because we're celebrating. Now you're mad because the Nazis won. You motherfuckers, I hope you do go out and do something stupid. I hope you do something stupid and you end up rounded up and paying for it. I do. I want you to experience a fraction of the agony of what you enabled on us because you lacked the self-awareness to give a shit because your side was in control. Oh, it sounds like Thorne's really coming out, how he really feels. No, I've just decided that I don't care anymore. There's nothing left for me to lose anymore. And I'm tired of being nice to you. What's that, honey? Atropa and Inerta. What's up, guys? Hey, Atropa. Yes, it's a great surprise. How you doing? I'm so glad you got it. I'm so glad you're good. I'm so glad. Good to see you. Oh, and you're both together in the chat. That's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. Yeah, Trampus, I totally get it. Why do you think for the last month I've been very scarce on Facebook? That's not the whole reason. I've told you guys I've had multiple reasons for it. But one of the reasons is because I knew until the election was over, I didn't want to get involved because everybody's nuts. But like I said, I've got people that I am friends with that I don't consider friends anymore. I've got people who, the day after Trump won, they go up on their social media and they go, I have PTSD because of this, and blah, 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 blah. Where was that compassion when Trump won? Oh, excuse me, lost. And you rubbed it in my face personally. I know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names because I'm not small like you. I don't pretend to be a victim and then use everybody's attention to go after my enemies. Some of you might even know who I'm talking about. Some people who were members of my community who posted constant, come and buy my shit posts in my shameless plugs. And everybody said all this person does is promote. They never talk. I know, but they're a friend. I don't care. They've been nice to me. I don't mind. There's people I've promoted, that I've endorsed, people I've had on my show, people I have praised, people I have been good friends with, who I have helped through their emotional crises, who will not talk to me now. Not because I'm saying this, before I got like this. Do you think I talk to my friends like this? I'm sorry, I'm yelling. Do you think I talk to my friends like this? Do you think this is what I do? Do you think I pick up the phone and say, hey, you fucking idiot Democrat, how dare you vote the wrong way? No, of course not. But that's how everybody talks to us. Put it in the chat. Put a big thumbs up if you know what I mean. How many times have you been called a Nazi, racist, bigot because of the way you vote? Those aren't small words. Those are big insults. Those are dehumanizing insults. Calling you stupid is a minor insult. That's a joke. You call somebody a Nazi? Think about that. How dare you act like you're fucking on your high horse? Motherfucker, you're not on a horse, you're on a jackass. You rode in on a donkey, motherfucker. Literally. Because that's what you voted for, the donkey party. It's not about parties. I'm being funny. I don't vote Republican, by the way. If you ever know anything about me, I do not vote Republican. I vote for people. Sometimes they're Republican. Sometimes they're Democrat. I see so many people going, I lost my family today because they voted for Trump. You're really going to exclude your family from your life because they voted wrong? They voted for hate. They voted for hate? Look at the thumbs up. Look at them. That's just the people willing to comment who aren't just enjoying my rant. Some people just, some of you guys, I think, meditate to my rants. I'm not sure why. I think I have a melodic voice. Tell me, is that why? Is it because I have like a melodic speaking voice? I don't know what it is. Some of you guys seem to like when I just kind of just riff and just talk shit. Maybe some of you guys are glad to see me a little angry for once, like real emotion. This isn't just project emotion, because usually that's what I do. I usually act emotional. I am feeling this. This is years of pent-up hurt. You don't know how much you hurt us, your friends and family, over these years. And you think we hurt you? Most of us innocently, look at the thumbs still coming up. Most of us just innocently walked to the election booth and voted. And you think we're Nazis. You think we're bigots. Dude, I have been friends with nothing but minorities, Jewish people, LGBTQ plus people. I have defended them my whole life. And the ones who are part of this movement to destroy the cabal, you call Uncle Toms and whatever else. We're tired of you. We're tired of pretending that we care. We're tired of turning the other cheek. We're tired of being nice. We are tired of being nice. Because being nice didn't get us anywhere except to be magnanimous and to have a little bit of, we get to say we were the bigger person. That doesn't matter when you can't feed your family because gasoline's $4.50 a gallon. Because you are so afraid, because you're listening to propaganda. Being nice doesn't put food on the table. Being nice doesn't restore the rights that are being eroded by the system, both left and right. This isn't about left and right. It never really was. You think Donald Trump is a hardcore right-wing? Do you know what his policies are? Half of them are borderline socialist. I'm a libertarian. I don't love the idea of taking all this money and putting it into public works and shit. But sometimes you got to fix what's broken. You know, the government broke it. Well, the government can now fix it, or at least let us fix it. I didn't vote for this because I'm like a big-ass, big-time Nazi who hates Jewish people. I didn't vote for this because I hate gay people. It is psychological warfare. Exactly, Trampus. That's exactly right. And here's the secret that most of you don't even, well, some of you might know, obviously, but a lot of you don't know. The cabal, the people who did this, they didn't just put propaganda out into the world and then hope people picked it up. No, they spent generations driving people insane and then targeting insane people with this propaganda. Listen to me. I am a master magician. Don't you know that? I know how magic works. They used magic on you. They spent generations using magic to corrupt the minds of the masses, to drive you insane. And then once they had a good level of mental illness in society, they started imposing these evil, disgusting, vindictive, fucking identitarian ideologies on that segment of the population. They took people who were marginalized. Yes, they were marginalized, and my heart poured out for them every day. Why do you think I stood up for them? They were marginalized every single day, but that was to create the equivalent of a Hitler Youth brown shirt fucking black bloc movement in society that they could use as a weapon against the rest of us. They turned you idiots. I'm sorry, I'm still going to call you an idiot because you have to be stupid to fall for it. But they picked on the most vulnerable. They made you vulnerable, then picked on you. They fucking propagandized you, and they turned you into a weapon against the rest of us. And pardon me if we're not willing to take it anymore. And again, I do not condone violence. I am a non-violent person. I'm a libertarian. I believe in the non-aggression principle. Unless you touch me, I don't touch you. If you leave me alone, I leave you alone. But I will respond in kind. I will respond as a mirror. You slap me, I will slap back, but I'll slap harder so that you don't do it again. But I have held back for fucking 8 years now. I have held back because I know I'm dealing with crazy people who it's not entirely your fault. You're just brainwashed. I knew that. So I withdrew rather than fucking curb stomping you like you probably deserved. Plus, I'd be horribly outnumbered for a little while there because you had the whole system behind you, and I don't believe in violence. People go, Thorne, would you curse somebody for me? I always say no. I don't do curses just because you have a butt hurt. I don't do curses for that shit. The occasions that I curse, I see an abuser abusing a child. Curse the shit out of that. Curse the shit out of that person. Absolutely. A pedophile. Curse the dick. I'll give you advice. I'll tell you, get that rusty nail. You know, put the fucking bees in the jar, put their name in the jar, shake it up, put some grave dirt, put some piss, blood, and shit in there, fucking make them sit in the fucking, I'll tell you how to do it. Pour all your hate into it and bury it on their lawn. I'll tell you how to do it. But I'm not going to condone using curses and violence and aggression against people just because they think differently. That's you. And that's been you since day one, and you fucking know it, and that's why you're so upset, because you're scared we're going to do the same to you. You're scared because you know you're projecting what you've done to us like it's going to come back to you, and it is going to come back to you now. Not because I'm going to do anything. The system is now going to reveal what you've been endorsing this whole time. The system's about to collapse. The bad guys are about to be revealed, and I don't want to hear it. Everybody who is distancing themselves from me now because I'm suddenly You know, we are the champions, we won, fuck you, you're stupid. Everybody who's distancing from that and upset because they think their side lost the other day, who are getting ready, I see it in the comments. There are people talking about revolutions and shit. Not in my comments, but I mean, trust me, my eyes are open. I'm reading people's comments out there on the internet, my friends and former friends. I see what you think. I hope more than you know that you guys simmer down. And I realize that some of us rubbing this in doesn't simmer it down. Then just walk away. You have it coming. You absolutely have this coming. You have every drop of pain coming to you. Not because you're whatever your identity you think it is. Not because you're gay, trans, black, Spanish, whatever. That's not why you have it coming. In fact, I would say anybody who says that, come stand behind me. Even if you voted the other way. Let me say this very clearly and calmly. If you are someone who is being legitimately abused because of any of those kinds of things, your race, your gender, any of that stuff, I don't care who you voted for, I don't care what you think of Trump, I will never attack you for that. And in fact, I will, if asked, I will be your champion. I will protect you. You will be a friend. You will not be mistreated by me. I have made that so loud and clear for so many decades that when my friends who knew that, when they started throwing the Nazi word around, it hurt. It hurt. And I couldn't be around you anymore. I couldn't deal with you anymore. I couldn't talk to you anymore. We were no longer friends at that moment. I realized I lost my friends a long time ago because you swallowed the Kool-Aid, the whole damn pitcher of it. And when we tried to tell you what we know, I'm not going to cry, I swear. When we tried to tell you what we know, you motherfuckers called us racists. You called us pieces of shit. You said you were going to hurt us. You said you wanted lists. Some of you were endorsing the censorship. You didn't care. You said we were lying when we said we're being censored. And you motherfuckers, I'm so upset because I love you assholes. And you motherfuckers, you have this coming. You have all of this coming. Everybody in the chat that put their thumbs up agrees with this. You have this coming. Now, if I have my way, it'll be a softened blow. It'll just be a wake-up call. Because my opinion is you're not really bad. That's why I'm upset right now. I'm mad at you because you're not a bad being. You've been taught to be bad. You have been propagandized to be insane. You have been twisted. You have no idea how much this has hurt the last 8 years plus. You have no clue. You think you hurt. At the very least, we have equal hurt. At the very least, we have equal hurt. Now imagine the whole world's against you. The whole system is out to get you. And you know it because you've read 1984. You've read Animal Farm. You know all about Brave New World. You know what they were planning. Imagine you know what's coming because you read their fucking book. You know their plans. And you see it developing in real time. The irony is that's what you think is going on. You think you know who the enemy is. You don't. You've been trained that people like me are your enemy. Because that's how propaganda psyops work. They make everybody think everybody's the enemy. I don't think you're my enemy. See, here's the thing. I never got brainwashed into thinking you were my enemy. I've never believed that. All of you people who I have never said an unkind word to over this, you're not my enemy. They are. But when you stood in front of them to defend it, to defend what they did, and decided to take it upon yourselves, the criticism we had for the system. As if my saying that it's not right that little kids are they're being exposed to shit that little kids should not be exposed to. You accuse me of being a book burner. You accuse me of being a Nazi, of being a bigot. When a man could sit there in a skirt with his balls hanging out talking to a 6-year-old about fucking kids' books that talk, motherfucker, I know that's an extreme example and it doesn't happen much. But when I go, that's wrong, you don't get to tell me that that's right and not get some pushback. I got nothing against you for being trans, nothing against you being around kids. I have trans friends in my life who, when my kid was young, I had no problem with them being around you because you were sane, you were nice. You weren't trying to say, hey, little kid, do you like boys or girls? You didn't do that. You were normal. You're a normal person who's just a little different. And I embrace that difference because, fuck, do I look normal? Do you think society looks at me and says Thorne's a normal guy? I'm not stupid. I know I'm different. And I know that I'm not going to be accepted by general society, just like you. So in you, I see a fellow outcast. But that doesn't mean you get a blank check. That doesn't mean everything that you want to do is okay. Just like everything I want to do, I know it's not okay. There's things I would love to do that I know are not okay. So I'm sorry if this isn't my usual wise rant where D.H. Thorne is talking calm and peaceful and making a lot of sense. I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt. And I guarantee you everybody who put their thumbs up is deeply hurt. How many of you, put a number, can you put a number of how many people that you've lost as friends and family over the years from this? How many of you can even put a number on it? The response to that is not, well, you got to stop doing it too. No, the response to that is the people responsible need to take responsibility and shut the fuck up, sit down, and let us fix this now. I'm sorry. Especially to those former people from my channel who feel attacked now because Trump won. You fucking pussies. You think you beat us ever? You fucking pussies who can't even take it when the numbers go the wrong way in an election that are now going to your cry closets? You think you beat us? Ever? When we were robbed of 2020, we got active. We started talking. We didn't attack you. We didn't, oh, you attacked the Capitol. No, I didn't. Because the truth's going to come out that a lot of that was staged or incited by the FBI, the CIA, the deep state. And that they drew innocent people who didn't know better into that and then incarcerated them. Most of those people are going to be set loose. There was no goddamn election. I have a friend, I don't consider him a friend anymore. Fuck him. If he's listening, if you know who you are, the guy who's like, everybody who stormed that was an insurrectionist and I'm voting for Harris even though I'm a Republican, fuck you, you dumb fuck. We gave you every chance to wake up. You're siding with the other side on purpose. You have to be. You have to be ridiculous at this point. You have to be ridiculously insane, brainwashed, and stupid at this point to not see what's going on. Of course they went in, Eddie. They were let in. They were let in. They were instigated. They were pushed in. I'm not saying everyone. There's some people who genuinely did wrong who deserve to be punished. Nobody's saying different. So I'm sorry if I'm ranting and raving and screaming and yelling and high-pitched voice, shrill, acting like one of these people in their car screaming, oh no, Trump won. I'm sorry if I sound like one of them. Maybe that's not appropriate. But I guarantee you, in the chat, let's do this again. How many of you guys would put a thumb up and say that in private and in secret, you've done what I'm doing now? Be honest. How many of you, even if it's just in your own head, without making it come out, how many of you inside have had the same energy that I'm showing you right now? Put it in the chat with a thumbs up. How many of you have kept it quiet? Or how many of you have gone into your fucking, private spaces like, these motherfuckers! That's right, Eddie. At least I'm not crying. I'm not gonna cry. I almost did, though, for a minute there. Because you don't know how much I've lost, Eddie. Six? You lost 6? No offense, I'm not picking on you. But you lost 6? I can't count them. That's before I was famous. I've always been a charismatic guy with lots of friends. Always. I've always been the center of a huge friend circle. I've always had, at minimum, if I rang up people and said, let's have a party, there'd be 20 or 30 people would show up. Only until the world started getting weird did that stop. I've always been a uniter. I've always been a diplomat. That's my, what's that, INTPJ, whatever. I'm considered one of the ones that I run with the most is diplomat. I make friends. I don't break them. What's that?
Jay is judging.
Jay is judging?
Yeah, you don't judge. You're not like that.
Oh. I thought you were saying somebody was being judging. I'm looking in the chat going like,
No.
oh. Oh, INTPJ, yeah. Look at these thumbs up. Look at these people. All of you guys sympathize with how I'm feeling right now. You don't think I'm overreacting? I'm just letting it, this is catharsis right now. We won. Fair and square. Against the cheating apparatus. We won. You wonder why Kamala Harris got, what? How many millions less than Biden? Please tell me it's 17 million. That would be really funny because that would be like a Q reference. I think it's like 13, 14 million. Whatever it is. We won against their cheating apparatus. When the cheating apparatus was withdrawn, we kicked your ass with the popular vote too, which has always been the case. This isn't about elections. It's just a point. You guys, you always want proof. You always want sources. Here you go. The whole media admits it now. What you going to do? Are they lying now? Finally, now they're lying? 20 million. Thank you, Eddie. Perfect. Yeah, 20 fucking million, dude. You think those 20 million people just disappeared from the planet? You think that Trump erased those votes by cheating? And if that's the case, let me say this very clearly. If that's the case, then I'm off the Trump train too. I'll be right with you. I don't like your policies, but I'm right with you then for being upset, and I will be with you because that's fucked up. But that's not what happened. If you think that's what happened, you're nuts. Look at the thumbs still coming. All of you guys saying, not only do I feel this way, not only have this happened to me, but I've done that. I've gone to my own private space and been so upset. And not maybe shown it to everybody. We've been holding this back for 8 years, 9 years, some of us longer, but at least going on 4 to 8 years, depending upon when you woke up to what's really going on. How many of you guys have known about the cabal since before Trump? Give me 100 in the chat. In the chat, put a 100. If you knew about the cabal in some form, even if it was very simplistic, just corruption, put, I don't mean just corruption, I mean organized corruption, like mafia or New World Order. Put 100 in the chat. How many of you guys knew about that way before Trump? Everybody who puts 100 in there right now is going, thank you, whatever the fuck listens to my prayers. Thank you so much. Because you know what was coming. You know where we were going. Look at those hundreds. You guys are beautiful. I love you all so much. Look at these hundreds. Look at this. Eddie's is glory. Look at that. Eddie had to put 1,000. Look at you guys. Stand up now. Now's the time. Stand up. Be proud. I'm not saying go out of your way to abuse anybody. Ever. I will never tell you to do that. I mean, sure, go on a little sock puppet account and troll other people that you don't know. Like I'll troll trolls. Like that's fine. Don't attack. Don't hurt your friends. If you actually see my DMs and some of the comments I'm leaving on friends' walls because of they're upset, you'd understand. You'd understand where I'm at. I go to them and say, listen, you're entitled to I don't hate you. When this is over, we can talk again. I'm not going to block you unless you really give me reason. Just try to be civil. But the people who are nasty, the people who've been attacking, Alan, unless you're a pureblood, some of them may not want you. Take your victory lap. Don't rub it in to anybody specific unless they really have it coming. But make noise. Make sure they know that this wasn't just numbers. Make sure they know you exist because they can't attack you anymore as a minority. They can't treat you. These motherfuckers are, oh, we have to protect the minorities until it's you. Fuck. People are demented. They're degenerate. They're broken. They're brain damaged. And they have to be helped, unfortunately. And they're going to be helped not by me and you. We're not going to go out and, any of this shit. I mean, they're going to be helped by, as the truth comes out, some of these people are probably going to commit Sudoku. Some of these people are really, they're not going to be able to handle the truth when it comes out. And those people probably need our help. And that's got me upset too. Because there's a lot of innocent people who have done nothing wrong except listen to the wrong propaganda, drink the Kool-Aid, and attack their friends. And they're going to have so much guilt when they see the P. Diddy list conforming to everything. They see the Epstein list. When they see what's underground at Disney, if that comes out, it probably will. But even if it doesn't, enough will. No, I don't have a revised Maelstrom book. Not for a while, brother. I have been fighting this. This in my own inner work is all I've been doing. I was trying to write. I've got like 600,000 words written. None of it's going to get published because it's just random rambling I tried to form into books. It didn't work because I just couldn't center on what matters to me in that way. I could center on it for myself, right? I've learned so much over the last 8 years. I kind of know too much now, and it's like hard to distill it into words anymore. But it's like I would love to. When things calm down, I promise you, there will be more D.H. Thorne products and works and books. There's even going to probably be an organization at some point. I need the right people to help me with it, though. That's the hard thing. Is I'm very specific and particular about who I let in my energy and work with me. I don't open the door to just people who say they want to. I need to know that you get it, and not just get it, but that you're able to live it. And that's not a lot of people. I've got one person right now who I'm pretty confident will be good. I'm very confident that they're going to be good. I'm going to take them under my wing a little bit. I'm going to, and they don't need me to take them under a lot. It's more like I'm just going to guide them a little bit. I'm just going to take them under my wing and be like, hey, you've done excellent. Now this is what I see. You see that? You see that? You see that? Cool. Now go play. And I'm going to bring these people in, and we're going to hopefully build an organization that can actually accomplish something. But that's a little ways off, okay? So that stuff's coming. It's just, I don't know when. There's going to be so much. Listen, there's no way that I can compete with the stuff that's about to come out. How many of you guys know what I mean by that? How many of you guys understand that the stuff that's about to be revealed to the planet, little dickheads with a side mohawk and edgy clothing, talking about, mysticism and creating little orders and stuff. Dude, we're not even a fart in a hurricane. You know what I mean? How many of you guys know? Put a UFO head. Put a UFO or an alien head in the comments if you know what I mean. The stuff that's coming out very soon, in your lifetime, 5-10 years tops, but the stuff that's coming even in the near term, a year or less. The stuff that's coming out. If there isn't one of those emojis, find something. Put a heart. If you don't, put a heart. There we go. You found it. Copy Shrieking Violet's little alien head if you know what I'm talking about. The pedos, the secret technology, the human sacrifice. You think I don't know? You think I can't feel it? Think I don't know the dark entities that feed off that shit? I ignored and I was in denial for a minute. I used to believe fully they were there, and then I was in denial for a little while. I swallowed that Kool-Aid that stuff doesn't exist. It's all psychological. You have to understand, when Thorne got his start doing this in 2018, I was still transitioning from materialist to non-dual idealist. I was a non-dualist, but I was a non-dual materialist, which is a weird way to be. I couldn't reconcile it, so I started looking again at my old philosophies, and I said, you know what, I was right. I was right all along. It's closer to idealism. Some form of idealism is the expression of non-duality, and that idealism looks like materiality. We are in the material plane of the astral, pleroma, whatever, which is just the reflection of God's mind, the infinite mind, the divine consciousness, whatever your word for it is. And once I allowed myself to finally accept that truth and not listen to their lies anymore, I suddenly said, you're right. I know for a fact there's negative entities that feed off this energy because I'm one of them. Hi. You think I like this stuff because I'm a love and light motherfucker? I've simply learned how not to be a negative energy vampire or a predator. That's the difference. I've learned to be a symbiote or a natural or whatever. I wouldn't even call it a vampire anymore. I don't even call it a vampire. I'm an energy being. I'm an energy feeding being. I feed off. So do you, but some people do it to a different degree and in a different way. Some people are just part of the flow of the world. They don't need to do this. But some people, we play with more energy than you. So we need to intake more energy than you. We're more energetic, and so we need a source to help keep that going a little bit. You can be an incubus, yeah, that's a thing, yeah. So there are negative entities that have been feeding off us. If you've been in my Discord and listened and watched my chats, you'll see I've said it several times. Then those entities aren't here anymore, or they're not active anymore. Whatever's going on, they're gone. I mean, there's still some. There's always going to be some background level, of course. It's part of the harmony of nature. They have a job to do. The negative energy feeders are like, you know, they're like maggots, right? That eat rotten flesh. They're part of the recycling system of the universe. The problem is if they get too big and too much, they start becoming predatory. They start overtaking and they start devouring. They're devourers. So they've been feeding these dark entities with everything from this social, cultural war energy. That's fed them a lot. But they also feed off of, look, why do you think I've never advocated for a blood sacrifice like that? If you want to put your own drops of blood on a ritual, that's a different thing. I've never advocated for so-called blood sacrifice. Ever. When someone offered to do a ritual for me using a chicken as a sacrifice, I accepted, and you know what I did? Here's what I did. JD, if you're listening, I love you, brother, but you know what I did to your ritual for me? When that chicken was sacrificed, I didn't let it go into the universe. You were brilliant because you sacrificed it to me as a god, because we have to consume life to live, right? So that's why I accepted it. You sacrificed it to me, and you know what I did? I knew that, and I went to your ritual space in my mind, and I took that chicken, and I brought it into my energy, and I made it an immortal in my energy, if it wants to be, or it's free to go now. I'm not that good a person. It's just I don't feed negative entities, guys. I'm not saying you can't or shouldn't. I'm just saying I never advocate for it. I don't condone it. I never have. You know, you can balance your energies in other ways. You don't have to do that. There's other ways to give in to a little bit of the dark side. There's other ways. But I'm not saying you're immoral or wrong if you do it. I'm not judging you for doing it. What I'm saying is that there are negative entities that feed off of that stuff. So what you don't understand, though, is that the people who have run this planet for a very long time now, they feed that energy to negative entities. They do. How many of you guys know this? Know and believe it. It better be more than 10 if you're following me. Put a skull in the chat. I like this whole, like, give me a skull in the chat thing. Put a skull in the chat if you know what I mean and that it's real on some level. Tell me if you know that they have, I don't even want to say the words because YouTube will demote me. I don't even care anymore. Fucking kill my channel, YouTube. I'll go to Rumble. I don't care anymore. Kill my whole fucking empire of fucking business. I don't care. I'll just rebuild it on the other side. How many of you guys know what they do to these kids? How many of you know that they will rape and torture parents in front of their kids, bring them to a state, and I'm not making this up, they will bring them to a state of sublime torture, terror, keep them awake using drugs and methods to keep them at a maximum state of torment, and then at the absolute height of agony, they will release that How do I know? How do you think I know? Not because I've done it or anything like that. But monsters know their own. You know what I mean? Game recognizes game. And then you see the evidence. And you do see the evidence if you look for it. If you look for it, you do see it. The hard evidence, it is there. That's also why Pikes, yes, avoids Pikes, yes, yes, yes. The human trafficking, why do you think Trump makes such a big deal about the human trafficking? Do you really think it's because we don't like Spanish people, you stupid motherfuckers? Do you think that's why? You think it's because we're just scared of losing our jobs because some brown people live here now? You really think that's why the normies are upset? Yes. That's not why some of us are upset. Some of us who are illuminated, we know. We know what they're doing. Look up Chateau de Mar. Yes, in Belgium, absolutely. Listen, look at Ninurta. Look at it. They love the chrome. Whether it's adrenochrome or something else, you know, I can't, that's the thing. Objectively speaking, I don't know what they call it. I know what we call it. That's the thing. We have an urban legend about it, but the urban legend's based on the truth. It absolutely is. I know this. Listen to me, all right? People go, Thorne, how do you know that this is what they do? Have you guys seen me bleed on a fucking sigil for a spirit? Have you guys seen me slash my arm and give myself a little pain to give them that little bit of energy? Have you guys seen me do that? So there's a ritual where I've done that. I think I had to take it down because somebody said it was a self-harm video. But have you guys seen it? You guys believe it? Do you think I do that just because it's fun to do as an art form? You really think that's the only reason? I know I'm feeding something. You're feeding something when you're doing that. Sometimes it's something that's not a... Look, life feeds on life. I'm not even saying that entities that feed off that energy are always bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying there are entities out there that are very bad, that love that shit. And they have empowered the power mongers of this world because they set up... Look, I don't know this for a fact, but I do believe that if you go down a few miles underground, in certain places, there are literally factories where they harvest people nonstop, torture, torment. Somebody Google it, if you don't mind. Google how many people go missing every year, especially children. Look it up. Just look it up. That are never found. Google it, you fucking cowards. Google it. Even Google will tell you it's an astronomically sick number. They go missing every year, and they don't come back. And it's not third world. We're talking even in America.
Children, 460,000.
How many per year? Or is that just since a certain year?
Missing in the United States.
Oh my fuck.
Reported missing. Wait. Every 40 seconds a child goes missing.
Yeah, every 40 seconds. I'm wondering about the ones that don't come back. Let me look this up. There's a lot.
One out of 10,000 children missing because of crime. Alive.
Look at the stats. I can put it on the screen. In the United States, an estimated 500,000 children go missing each year without being reported. Does this compute for you? I'm holding back upset.
Including adults, 630,000.
630,000, holy fuck. They're harvesting you, they're eating you, they're torturing you, they're giving you to their deities, they're giving you to the monsters of the abyss, they're doing it. And I know this sounds insane, and maybe this won't come out because I don't know if humanity can take this part. This is part of this that I don't think humanity could take maybe for another couple of generations, if ever. They'll probably know. Can you imagine if the whole planet found out tomorrow that what I'm saying is true? What would happen? What do you think would happen? You think people would just be like, oh, that's great, let's go back to work? They would tear this entire planet. They would literally take pickaxes to the planet, break it apart into dust. It would be gone. They would salt the earth. Yes, some have no birth certificates. Thank you, Twilight. Exactly. There are literally... I know we sound crazy. I absolutely know how crazy we sound. Why do you think I don't talk about it? Why do you think for so many years I've just been Thorne, this dark guy who tries to teach you mystical enlightenment and seems to lean in a compassionate direction despite being under the dark side? I've been trying to pull some of you guys to a state of balance, not just darkness. Because what you don't know is there's entities that are waiting to prey on you. You don't know it. Why do you think I've never said, I'm a Satanist, I'm a blah, 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 blah. Luciferian, fine, because I was a Luciferian Gnostic for quite a while. Because I identified Lucifer as basically being the true Jesus and the most Jesus-like, and Jesus was most like that. The Jesus that I read about, the one that I respect in the Bible, sounds like Lucifer to me, almost exactly the same. Did you know that? No, because I never made it. I never made it obvious. I know I sound crazy, and I will probably continue to sound crazy for many decades to come, because I don't think this part, I think a tiny piece of this is going to come out. I think a very, very tiny piece of this, just enough. They'll show you the pedophile rings. They'll show you that stuff. They'll show you how the nobility was doing things, probably going to Epstein. They'll show you the mundane level. Listen to me. For those of you guys who are doubting me, or you believe me, but you don't know how, like maybe you think the whole truth's going to come out, they're not going to just come out and say what I'm saying. They're never going to do that in our lifetime. I don't know if they ever will. What they're going to do, what's up, John? What they're going to do is they're going to expose the pedophile rings. They're going to expose a very superficial layer of what they were doing. I don't think they're going to go down into Agartha and tell you what, and it's not the Agarthans, by the way. I don't think it's the Agarthans doing it. I think they're probably neutral, innocent. They're just, I don't know what their deal is. But the Cabal does. For their entities, for the aliens, the entities, whatever they are, because I don't objectively know that. I just know that they are. I don't know what they are. Does that make sense? It's like, I see the enemy on the hill, but I don't know what kind of enemy they are. I know they mean to hurt me. They've got weapons. They're gearing up to attack, but it's dark out, and I can't see what they are. That's what this is like. I know they're there. You don't, maybe, because you lack the sensitivity, or you lack the willingness to look in the places you have to look to find out. It's all in your mythology. It's everywhere in your mythology. Your mythology is full of this. If you are, so anybody who listens, like, I'm not speaking to a mundane materialist right now. I'm speaking to a person who normally likes my kind of content, magic, sorcery, black magic, white magic, whatever. People who used to be my friends. If you believe in magic, you believe in the occult, you believe in that stuff, if you know it's real, why are you hesitating to believe what I'm saying now might be true? Why is that so much of a bridge too far? Is it because you realize that means you've been enabling it? Subconsciously, your shadow knows that you have been doing this, and it can't admit that because then you'd have to change? Is that why? How many of you guys will sit there and read the kind of stuff like Crowley, and you'll get into like all the black magic occult lore and all that, and you think I'm nuts for saying what I'm saying? I know I've mocked the people who are saying that the reptilians are eating your loosh, just because a lot of that's new age fluff. It's bullshit. Oh, you got to get rid of your chakras because that's how they feed off you. Yeah, get rid of your chakras, see what happens. You can't, but let's say you could. Let's pretend that you could. You don't even know what a chakra is. It's not a thing. It's a thought form. Everything's a thought form. Even this fucking napkin's a thought form. So we're mad. We're upset. We're not taking it anymore. Some of us know this. And the normies, they're starting to... Let me ask you guys. How many of you guys know of people who 10 years ago, just the idea that there's pedophile rings, they would have said you're crazy? Right? Put another set of hundreds in the chat if you know what I mean. How many people in your life didn't believe? Now they're listening a little bit. How many of you guys have friends who 10 years ago would have said you're completely nuts for believing that there's pedophile rings and Epstein Islands? How many of them now accept that and now wonder if there's something more? How many of you have people in your life like that? Lots of them, probably. So what I'm trying to tell you is the paradigm is shifting. The Overton window is shifting. It is becoming okay to say, don't you understand this is revelation? Don't you understand this is the Great Awakening? Don't you understand that a lot of you guys are being vindicated and validated right now, and you may never get complete validation because some of this stuff is too monstrous, crazy, and like Lovecraftian for the planet to ever accept. Look at the movement in your friends and family. Do you think that's by accident? Do you think everybody in this planet is starting to go, wait a minute, are the crazy conspiracy theorists right? Is it really fucking demons and shit? Well, let's not call them demons because that'll piss off some people that don't understand nuance. Let's call them devils. Let's call them negative entities. I like negative entities because it takes out all of the tribal shit. If you say positive entities versus negative entities, the worst thing you got to deal with is people who go, well, there's no such thing as true positive or negative. It's all the same flow. Yes, I know spiritual bypass. I get it. You're not wrong. But at this plane of existence, positive and negative have an effect. You can argue it's all part of the same source because I know that. That's why I'm not a moralist. But at this plane of existence, I have ethics. I have understanding. At this plane of existence, this is what we do and don't do. Do it when in Rome, do as the Romans. If you cast me into hell, I'd be like, look, you don't have to torture me. Just give me a whip. I'm on your team now. Go with the flow, right? Come on, I'm being funny. People have awakened to it more. Look at all those hundreds. All of you guys know somebody. We are in duality, exactly. If you're in a material realm, you're in duality. Reality is not dual, but if you're in this plane of reality, dualism is one of the rules. That means there's a positive and a negative. What's up, Christian? Mr. Hell, I'm never going to say your name right. I swear to God, we could be friends for 100 fucking years, and I will always, like, you're a Heineken, you're a Heinekinian, I'm sure that's like a really cool, I just, man, it's too many syllables for my stupid brain. Heinekanen, that's probably the right way. Heineken, it's probably like an actual, I should look it up. That's got to be like an occult name, and I'm just too stupid to know what it is. Because like I said, I'm self-taught, and I'm not somebody who is book read. I tune into source and I let it guide me, and that's how every shamanistic, old soul does it. Hello and happy Saturday to you too, Kelly. How are you doing? So people have awakened to it. Now I came on this stream very upset and angry because I am sick and tired of this treatment. I'm sick and tired of people who are acting like their shit doesn't stink, like they're the victim because Trump won. These people are adult children. They are not your equal. Do you hear me? I am one of the first people who doesn't say don't judge people, don't put people down. These people are not okay. They are not well. He says it's just finished. Yeah, that would do it. That's like if you came from like Iceland. It's like, yeah, something's happened. And it's like a million fucking letters. Like you're golden, brother. You're doing good. But I came on here upset. I came on here very angry because I just got the news another old friend won't talk to me anymore. Another old friend blocked me on Facebook. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you. You guys ever see that Star Trek? There's Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And at the end, he's kicking Christopher Lloyd. The Christopher Lloyd is playing a Klingon, right? How many of you guys have seen Star Trek 3? Put it in the comments if you did. In Star Trek 3, you got Kirk at the very end. I don't want to spoil it, but it's an ancient movie. And Christopher Lloyd is a fucking a Klingon who's been giving him shit through the whole movie, just been a pain in his ass the whole movie. And at the very end, they're on a precipice, and he's hanging onto his leg, and Kirk's like, and kicks him in the head, have had enough of you, and just keeps kicking him and just keeps saying it. That's how we feel. That's how we feel. We've had enough of you. We've had enough of you clinging to our legs, screaming and crying like little bitches, acting like you're the goddamn victim in all this. When you've had every system of power behind you, The fact is, you've always been the minority opinion. You've always been that. You don't know that because you're stupid and you listen to propaganda and you drink the Kool-Aid. You believe when you go on the internet that the reason why you see nothing but people who agree with you is because that's the majority. No, you've been algorithmically put into an echo chamber where you think you're the majority. You've never been the majority, ever in this country, ever. It's just that everybody else was conditioned and propagandized into thinking you were the majority, so we shut up. We figured, well, if everybody's crazy, maybe we should just make our own society somewhere with our own hookers and blackjack. I don't know where to go. There's nowhere to go. I guess we got to fight for this country. So we figured we would. Then lo and behold, it's proven to us clearly we are the majority. We always have been. We've always been in the right. Morally, ethically, whatever word you want to use. I'm not saying every one of us has been right. Clearly. There are assholes in the MAGA movement that I will not associate. There are literal Nazis who think every Jewish person's evil. There are literal racists and misogynists who think black people are bad, Spanish people are bad, women are bad. I am not okay with you. You are not my ally. You are not my friend. Get out of here. I don't like you either. You're as bad as the woke. Go away because you fell for the same psyop, just the other side. What you don't understand is a lot of this stuff is created by them. So I've got friends who are all mad about Christians. I said this in my other stream. People are all mad about Christians because they don't know that those extremist Christians are the product of a psyop. You really think that all those Bible thumpers that want to burn, gay people at the stake are organically like that? You think that they just came out of the ground and were assholes? No, they were propagandized by, call it MK Ultra, call it the deep state. They created and endorsed and inflated those things. Some of those people running those mega churches, did you hate them? They're deep state or whatever. They're operatives. I know this because they're not Christian. You can tell. All right, avoids Pikes. No, Kirk was always the best because I'm a TOS guy. Janeway was all right. I didn't really like Voyager much. I think I stopped watching around Voyager. Voyager just felt too like millennial to me. It just seemed like I didn't like it. But everything up to Deep Space, man. Everything up to Deep, and including the first season of Deep Space was iffy, but the later seasons, some of that shit was great. Like when they brought Worf on and all that, that's when it was really good. You think a guy who loves Star Trek hates people that are different? In my mind, when I encounter someone who's like really trans or something, if they're a nice person, obviously, if I get along with them, I'm not saying they are an alien or anything, but I adopt that mentality of I'm around a different culture right now. I have to be respectful. They're nice people. Treat them as a human. Treat them as an equal. Treat them as whatever. Because in my mind, I feel like I'm a diplomat. I feel like I'm supposed to be, here's the good that I am capable of, and what are you good at doing, right? What's your beauty? Well, here's mine. Like it's a sharing game. It's like we're having a good time together. And if you're an asshole, that's different. I don't care what you do, as long as you're not hurting people. I don't care. When I say I don't care, I don't mean like it's not interesting to me. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me upset. As long as you're not doing it to little kids and everybody's consensual and it's all whatever, use your protection, whatever, cool. Do it some more. I don't necessarily want to put in my face, just like, hey, honey, you want to come over here and you and I just do it, do it hard for everybody? Actually, a lot of you guys would probably be into that. But the point is, I'm not going to go to your house and be like, I'm straight. What are you going to do about it? I've had people know that I don't care about that stuff. Kind of like, I just had somebody yesterday do that. All right, I'm kidding. I'm saying like they'll put it in your face what their gender ideology is. Like that's the reason you're mad at them. What's up, Dusk? I am ranting hardcore. If you rewind this, you might not want to watch it because I started off this like in an unstable state because I just got through being told again, in not so many words. I've had enough. I've had enough of these people. I've had enough. Let them cry. We're all Odo. That's a good one. No, let them cry. Let them fucking cry and make memes of their crying. Like that old meme. Meme them till they cry and then make memes of them crying. Because these motherfuckers, some of them really richly deserve it. And I am not a cruel person. I am not. I can be. See, here's the difference. Don't say you're not a cruel person if you're incapable of cruelty. That just means you're a pussy or something. You're truly not cruel, just like you're a pacifist. Only a true pacifist can fight, or at least is willing to, or at least is capable of it. A person who's a coward runs away from everything that threatens them. They're not a pacifist. A person can't claim to be merciful unless they have the power to destroy. A person cannot claim to be kind unless they have the capacity to be cruel. A person cannot claim to be cruel unless they have the capacity. So, I'm not a cruel person. I get to say I'm not cruel because if you know what I'm capable of, if you've known me when I was a kid, if you know how I get when you really push the right button, what I can do, you'd understand how much I hold back, how much I keep my claws and fangs, and trust me, it's not pretty. And it tends to hurt me too, though, so I don't like doing it. Because it's not fun. It's not pretty. I don't feel strong when I'm kneeling on your chest, psychically, physically, or otherwise. I feel like I lost control. And I say that because when I'm in control, violence doesn't happen. Because I can talk you out of it. I can use magic and get you to calm down. I can use psychology. I can use energy. But if we fight, that means I lost control somewhere. When I say control, I mean balance. I lost balance, control, harmony. I lost it. And if I lose it, it's almost like I'm watching my persona just turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex and rip the other person apart. It's like I'm possessed. So I hate that shit. You know, I liked Whoopi on Next Gen. Yeah, she's garbage now. But, you know, there was a time I actually kind of liked Whoopi, way back in the day. I kind of met her once. She actually came into I used to work at this bookstore in, I won't say the name because I don't feel, especially right now, there's a lot of people with fucking ideations right now. Oh, and by the way, there's some stuff I said on Facebook that if people want to go after my ancestors, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Trust me, they're the ones doing it to you. Their spirit is the one doing it to you. But I'll just leave it at that. I used to work at this bookstore, and she came and did a book signing. This was back in the 90s when she was young and slick and all that. And she came in and she donated, I don't know, like 100 copies of her book to a store or whatever. And everybody said she was and she was nice. Everybody who interacted with her, she was very nice. Now she's garbage, obviously. But I even liked her. I actually liked her. My mom hated her. Rest her soul. When she was on The Next Generation, she says, oh, what is it? She hated Guinan. She hated Guinan. She thought it was like the most annoying. She felt like they put her on there just to be, the equivalent of a 90s diversity hire. You know, she felt like they put her on there just to like represent some kind of a narrative. Well, I don't agree with that. I think she was a fine character, but you know, boomers are a little bit less tolerant. Let's agree with the woke on that. Boomers, not all of you, but a lot of you do tend to be a little less tolerant. My mom had her learned intolerance. She did. That's one of the things we argued about a lot, actually. So, when I started this stream, I was very upset. I wasn't in full control. I was upset because I'm really tired of losing friend after friend after friend. And it's not because I'm in the wrong. If it was, I would change. If you guys understand who I am, you understand that I do self-reflection constantly. I'm constantly self-reflecting. I'm constantly asking myself, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? I'm not self-conscious, I'm self-aware. And by self-aware, I don't mean just my ego. I mean, I'm rooted in consciousness, not persona. But every once in a while, you get sucked back down into the ego toy that you're playing with, and you take it too seriously, and it upsets you. So maybe that's my fault. Maybe I allowed myself to go, and maybe this isn't, but this is real. And I'm going to leave this up. I don't care if I get down votes and negative comments. Fuck you. I don't care. This is real. This is how a lot of people are feeling. Just read the chat. A lot of people are feeling like this. A lot of us want to vent. A lot of us are feeling catharsis. And a lot of us, you have no idea how lucky you are that there's laws protecting you. You have no idea. I've gotten threats. People said, "Oh, we're going to take you guys out." This is like in 2020. I've gotten threats in the in the early 2020s. People were sending me death threats all the time, saying that soon they're going to come and get us and all this shit. I did. I think I still have some screenshots, but some of them are on my old computer. But I think I got some still on my new one. I have to find them. People sent people like me death threats all the time because they knew nothing was going to happen to them. What the other side in all this, and I mean in the culture war, I don't mean the real other side. The real other side isn't the people of this country. The other side are them. They're them, okay? But the other side in the culture war, of which we've all been engineered to fight, they really thought that they were tough, the bigger team. They have no idea how lucky they are that the law protects them. Because there are a lot of people, I know them, military guys and so on, who in private, we talk. I'm a warrior archetype in mind. It's one of my archetypes is a warrior archetype. I resonate with soldiers and warriors and police and firemen. You guys are my people. I've often intended to give you guys, cheap or free, discounts on services and things because I really appreciate veterans. I always have. Not because every veteran's a saint, but a lot of you guys are. I'm just kidding. You're not saints, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of you guys are cool people down to earth who deserve help. Buster, are you horny? Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? My dog, we just got him, unfortunately had to get him snipped because, well, he's a boy and it's affecting him. But sit down, buddy. You're going to hurt your stitch. Lay down, lay down, lay down, lay down. The testosterone's still strong with this one. Back to what I was saying. These people don't have any idea how lucky they are that the laws protect them. Because there are so many veterans out there right now who, if not for the fact that they're just bigger people and mature, there are some veterans who are not. There are some veterans who would love nothing more than to be let off the chain right now. How many of you guys are veterans, or how many of you guys know veterans who would agree with what I'm saying? Or if you don't want to say it because you don't want to be bad or something, just give me a nod, okay? Yeah, even those that are serving. Guys, my son's in the military. You think they don't talk? You think that they don't have an opinion? You think that if given a chance, they would sweep this shit out of the country in a heartbeat? That they know that they're serving a system that is corrupted? They know that that the system is no longer following the Constitution, which they swore to defend? Some of those people, they would have eradicated the other side, except they trust the process of government. They trust the process of civilization. They understand what happens if they go off. They understand that if they say it's go time, all they know how to do is break shit and kill people and kill people and break things. That's what they're trained to do. So that's why they held back, because they knew that if they unpop that cork and that genie comes out, the massacres, the death, the destruction, the chaos, the response from governments, everything, it would be so unhinged, it would have gone nuclear. So they didn't act, they went political. But the whole time, why do you think gun sales have been through the roof for the last 8 years? Do you think gun sales are through the roof because a bunch of liberals are buying them? You have no idea how reserved my side. I hate saying that. I hate the tribal aspect of this so much. But do you know how many people? You created me, order. Yeah, whatever. You didn't create shit. You know what? We've been friends. I don't take kindly to that right now. You didn't create shit. Go away. I don't care how long you've been on this channel being a friend. I don't need this crap. Go away. Hide user. Bye. I'm sure you've been a long time friend. I've heard you say dumb shit like that. I don't hear that. Fuck out of here. Avoid Pikes just said all branches of the military are understaffed because of the current president and current events. Absolutely. Look at all these vets. God, I love. What's it? Yeah.
It's not just them.
It's not just them. No.
There's a lot of corruption in the military anyway.
Look at you vets, guys. I'm so proud of you guys for holding back. Those of you who had it in mind, I'm so proud of you. My heart. I have friends that I've done work with. I'll mention a name, but not as a Jeff, for example. Jeff, this motherfucker, he's watching this. And he's like, I fought for this. I have friends that, Josh, if you're listening, which you're probably not because you've been kind of, we're still friends, but I know we don't hang out much lately. Josh, if you watch this, you told me how you felt watching the stuff happen in Afghanistan, the withdrawal, and how you knew people over there that you swore that you would protect that got steamrolled by that withdrawal. There are veterans who would like nothing more than to take you whiny, green-haired, hair-shaven, everybody's a Nazi but me motherfuckers, and put you in a fucking Gitmo gulag and waterboard you all day goddamn long. Put a fucking yes in the comments if you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. These motherfuckers go, I have PTSD because of this election. You whiny little bitch. There's people who they can't sleep because they had to kill innocent people. Because they drew a gun on them in war, and that's the only reason they had to shoot back. There's people that can't sleep because of the shit they've seen. You're going to fucking be a crybaby bitch because you lost an election. God damn you people. Fuck you. Everything that's coming, everything that's about to come out, you have it on your head, and I don't care. There are people who fought, bled, killed for this country, and they're not going to let you take it away. I like that. You have a current president? Yeah, that was good. Oh, man, I feel so bad for like Canada and shit. Oh, man. This was good, guys. I got some of this off my chest. Got something up my nose. That's right. Ninurta said it well. He says, DH, all the special forces guys, for the most part, know what's been up with the cabal and corruption for a long time. I'm putting some more words in there. I'm just making a little bit more linguistic sense. Read Ninurta's comments. Ninurta knows very well what's up. He sent me pictures of things that I didn't know about specific ones he sent me, but I already knew what was going on. I've seen it elsewhere. See, look at what Trampus just said. I wouldn't wish my PTSD from war on my worst enemies. Look at you, Al. Give your kid thank your child for his service for me, please. Thank you. My wife and I, too. Our son just came back, dude. I'm sure I'm so glad Trump got elected because you notice they're going to simmer down some of the war rhetoric. It's still going to be there. We might even still get an event, but they're already talking about like, all right, maybe you got to understand the fact that he got elected already in the public mind, because I already know there's an operation. There's no risk of that happening, really. If you know what I know, some of you do. If you know what I know, you know there's an operation that was never really going to happen. But superficially, right now it looks like Trump just got elected and peace was declared. Or they're suddenly like, we're willing to talk now. A lot of these countries, at least from the public-facing side of things, appear as if they were waiting to go to war the rest of the way, depending upon this election. Now that it's not happening, they're going to back down. That's the narrative that's going to be fed to the public. I don't know. That's my other worry, is I don't. So those of you guys who are all celebrating, I still have my doubts, because I still wonder how much will Trump and MAGA truly say and expose. They're going to expose and say a lot. They're talking about ending the Fed. All of the fucking pipe dreams that all of us have been begging for since we woke up 20, 30, 15, 10, 3, whatever, how many years ago it was that you started to realize what's going on. You know the Fed's wrong, that interest is, that the economy's wrong, it's all corrupt, the banks, you know all about that. And if you look, that's what's about to change. Look at the things Trump and Elon and RFK are promising. It's literally a laundry list of everything the conspiracy theorists have been telling you are wrong. Motherfucker, don't you see that? I have friends that I've been explaining this to for years. I'll be like, look, and I drink it too. I know this is poison. But I've been trying to tell them everything you eat's poison. I've been trying to tell them the Fed's wrong, interest is wrong, income tax is wrong. None of this is supposed to be there. It's all part of a plan. And they say, well, no, it's not. No, because CNN, where's your sources? My sources? My sources say your sources are liars, and I can prove that much. And I would show them all the time. Your corporate media is owned by these groups. You still believe them? Okay, well, if you listen to the media only, then your sources are garbage, and I'm not going to argue with you. You're wrong. I'm going to walk away because you're stupid, crazy, and nuts. If you believe the media, and that's your source, you're brainwashed. And there's no other way. There's no other excuse. There's no other explanation. You're brainwashed. Oh, Kelly. Everybody, a moment of silence for Kelly's brother. I'm so sorry. No chat or nothing. Just 30 seconds, nothing. Just. I'm so sorry, Kelly. BlackRock owns everything. That's right, Trampus. With BlackRock, Vanguard, ultimately it goes up to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and it goes beyond that into names that I barely know and don't care. Twilight knows some of them for sure. But even that's a layer. There's still layers that we don't know, and we never will. It's not important that we know the whole thing. What's important is that this shit stops and harmony is restored. It's never going to be perfect. No one's demanding perfection. No one's expecting there to never be violence or war or problems ever again. But we know there's a better way. We know we're being lied to. We know that we have been put into this against our will. And we submitted to it, unfortunately, because we were brainwashed with black magic. I've been telling you guys for a little while now that I finally have a proper definition for black magic. It is anything which obfuscates your own awareness of will, that makes your will conform to somebody. It makes your ability to manifest somebody else's will. Anything that takes control of your consciousness in any way, limits it, guides it, steers it, that's black magic. Why do you think curses work? Curses, I've told you guys for years that curses don't work against your will. Have I not said this? Go back and watch my old videos about curse work. Curses don't work unless the target is accepting, right? Unless the target goes along with it. This is why a lot of people's curses don't do shit. And this is why I don't bother, because in order to truly curse you, it really helps if I can influence you directly, then I can open you to it. It's very hard to curse. You have to do a lot more shit. I'm sorry, it's possible. I'm sure it still is. It's just that to curse somebody, you've got to corrupt their sense of free will. And I respect free will too much to do that. I think it was the magical rapist one. I think I did a video, are you a magical rapist? The scale of Ma'at must be balanced. Exactly. The Tao must flow. Why do you think it's called BlackRock avoids pikes? Why is it called BlackRock and Blackstone? Could it have anything to do with the black cube, you think? Saturn, Kronos? Anything? Does that ring any bells? Does that spark any? Does that click any fireworks going off in your head? Oh, Thorne, there's nothing esoteric about this. It's just corruption. Why did Epstein Island look like the way it looked with like, you know, Babylonian, Phoenician symbolism? Why did it look like that? Why were there statues on the roofs that they took down when they, like, there's a few photos of it that before they took them down? Why? Why do you think it's called a hex when you curse somebody, guys? I'm not even saying Saturn's bad, because in balance, Saturn's an important part of the material realm. There's so much that we don't know. There's so much that even those of us who do know don't know. All right, Kelly, I'm glad to see it. She says, thank you at Twilight, Son of Lilith, and DH and all. I'm still here, so I will be okay. My vet hubby is here, and so is my daughter. Give them hugs for us, please. If you don't have to do. I'm just saying, feel free. You guys, it's still going to be bumpy, and there's still going to be at least. I'm anticipating at least some more crisis. There's still going to be these woke ass wipes that still don't get it. They are going to be shown, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to probably hurt us too. Because what's going to happen probably, my estimation, I'm not even doing divination on it. I'm just going to, like, let me be honest with you guys, okay? I know well enough how this ends. I kind of want to enjoy the show. Does that make sense? A lot of people have been saying, because I've been predicting. I do have predictions, but I know I've been closing my eye to the exact way this is going to roll out, because all I need to know is roughly how it ends. I know that, like when watching a movie, the good guys are going to win. I know the good guys are going to win. I know how this ultimately goes in our lifetime, but I also know, what's that, honey? Oh, okay. So I'm kind of okay with simply having my nose into the air and just making sure there's no storm about to hit me. So I'm prepared for the collapses and shit that may happen, may not happen, the civil unrest that may happen or may not happen. I'm prepared for the mushroom clouds that may or may not happen here and there. But I do anticipate at least a period of upheaval now that's going to be palpable. It's probably going to look like 2020 all over again. But it may be more concentrated over a shorter period, because I understand that the white hats running this know that our civilization can't take too much more of this. They can't take too much. We can't take too much upheaval without destroying the entire civilization. And until that plays out, we're still in, winter of love. We're still in and one of the reasons why they're going to do it over the winter is to reduce the number of people on the streets, because this way only the assholes will be out there. If it happens over the winter, that's why. So if there's civil unrest and chaos this winter, it's going to be downgraded a little bit, and the people who are mostly involved are the ones who really want to be involved, and those are the bad guys mostly. Right? It's not going to be the veterans who are pissed at the woke as much. You're going to get it some, of course you will. But most of the bad actors are going to be people who are unhinged lunatics. Because when you do it in the wintertime, good people just stay home with their families. They're not pissed off and weird and crazy. They'll defend themselves, sure, but they're not going to go out and raise a ruckus. Okay? You really have to want to in the winter. Especially up here in the northern parts of the countries. Al asked the question, what's the deal with God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven? What's our will? That's too big of a discussion, because I'm actually going to tune out in a minute. But let me put it to you like this. If I told you that God is consciousness, or should I say in an impersonal sense, consciousness is God. That means your will is part of that will. And God's will being done on earth as it is in heaven, there's different interpretations, if you want, with the symbolism of that. But what it kind of means, what is heaven? Heaven is in this, right? This is heaven. It's the astral. It's the mind. May God's will be done on earth, meaning in physical manifestation, as it is in the internal manifestation. May your prayers manifest. May the will of God manifest, not the will of ego. So when you follow it up and say, what about our will? Who or what is asking that question? The thing that is asking that question has no will. Al, you have no will. The person, Al, has no will. Your ego has no will. It is a puppet. May God's will manifest. That's all it's saying. That's my interpretation. There's probably some other more succinct ones, but that's how I would explain it. So God's will on earth, the Christians didn't fuck that up. The cabal did. The cabal, here's the thing. How many of you hate Christians versus hate Christianity and the cabal that arranged it to be this way? So Al, your will is already manifesting all of this. In fact, you don't possess a will. People say, well, what about my free will? No, you don't have free will. You are free will. You are free will. You are free will. You are will. You are God. Wake up. You're a microcosm, a microcosmic. This is the thing. The language breaks down. Do your Kabbalah. Do your Neoplatonism. Do your Advaita. Do your different mystical studies. Do your different philosophies, and learn Hermeticism, even the Kabbalion, which I poo-poo a lot. The Kabbalion will tell you this. You are the microcosm in the macrocosm, and the macrocosm is a microcosm of itself. It's insane. It's a big whoop, 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 whoop bubble that just, imagine a spherical mirror looking at itself. That's the universe. That's existence. An infinite spherical mirror that just reflects itself forever. And so this is why they use the analogy of Indra's web. I love Indra's web. It's one of the best ways to understand this. Every jewel or drop of dew on Indra's web reflects every other drop of dew or jewel on Indra's web. In other words, within every jewel is the whole. Within each one of us is the whole. Macrocosm, microcosm, eternally reflecting itself. And it's one thing. My Discord can be found in the description of this under the Linktree link. That's why the Linktree link is like one of those things where you click it. If you ever go on Instagram and you see all the thoughts, and you're like, here's all my socials. Being funny because that's the easiest stuff. I'm sure everyone can resonate with that. When you click on that link, it'll bring you to like something called a Linktree, and that's got all my links in it. Rather than putting them all for like 10 pages on the chat, I just put it in a separate link. This way it's neater looking. So if you want to find it, it's there. Just look on the Discord. Just look for the link. One will say my Discord channel or something like that. I think it's the very top one, and it'll be like blah, 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 Discord, WMFAP.gov or something. It's got like a weird, you'll see it. It's hard to miss if you look in the right spot. Ryan, I think that what you're saying is the correct answer in the commonly accepted parlance of the question, because a lot of people are reactionary to the concept that black is evil, and they don't want to do that. So they try to rationalize it as black is good. It's just a combination of all colors, blah, 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 blah. Those are all true statements. You're not wrong. I'm not correcting you, but what I'm going to tell you is black magic, trust me, is any form of magic that subverts, corrupts, or otherwise blocks your free will. When I say your free will, I mean the expression of will through you. So let's put it like this. Black magic is when you take a child at a young age and you indoctrinate them into an ideology like Christianity. That's black magic. Can I get one of these for everybody who just understood what I just said completely? Give me one of these if you got it. Anything that subverts free will is black magic. Anything that imposes dualistic will upon free non-dual will is black magic. Stop call it something else then, but that's what it is. Black magic has nothing to do, black magic is not good or bad. It's just that's what it does. If you think that's a bad thing, you've just understood why people don't like it. If I go to you and I corrupt your thinking and I make you act according to my will, I just did what to you? That was black magic, no? So as much as I love EA and all these people in the left-hand path, and I've said it wrong myself before, and I apologize, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing some of my old work, because I now realize how wrong I was, some of the things I was saying. Everybody's entitled to be wrong. It's not a moral failing. But as much as I love them, I disagree 100%. They're telling you the marketing black magic. I love you, EA and friends. As far as I know, you still love me. But I disagree. Black magic is not self-transformation, empowerment, and blah, 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 blah. That's not the real definition. You can completely do that with white magic. White magic is just awakening magic. It's just liberation magic. That's what white magic is. learn to understand that magic, and of course I am talking about my own personal definition, so I do apologize, Ryan, by the way, because like I said, I'm not trying to correct you, okay? What I'm really trying to do is just trying to tell you how I put it, but this is my understanding of it, and I believe this is the one that's correct. Magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, is equivalent roughly to yoga, but of the Western tradition. You're doing, theurgy, you're doing Kabbalah, you're doing various things to transcend your mortal delusion and realize what you are and what reality really is. And once that occurs, you recognize how malleable it really is when you're liberated from your limiting beliefs. Take what I just said, snip that out, put it in a book. That's a whole book. That's the intro to a book. Now, what about to manifest your will using, other than physical means? I call that sorcery or manifestation. And when you go through a magical course all the way up, you completely finish the magical course. And I don't mean you've completed the process. I mean you got it. You did the process, but you woke up because of it. You will find you don't have to do anything to manifest your will. Sometimes all you have to just go is, that's going to happen, and it does. It's not a prediction, but it's not a cause either. It's a knowing. You know it's going to happen, and because you know it's going to happen, it does. That's the ultimate magic. The ultimate, it's not even magic at that point. It's the ultimate thing magic besides enlightenment. True magic gives you enlightenment. And I mean white magic. It leads to an enlightenment state. Black magic leads you to materialism. It leads you to death. Ryan, that's not what black magic does, though. You can't use black magic on yourself. You can use it on others to empower yourself. You can use black magic to enslave people, to enthrall people, to make them material, mortal beings. Listen to me. I'm going to disagree with you. You're entitled to your opinion. I believe you're wrong, and I could probably very easily explain to you why you're wrong. But it's okay. This is the caveat. It's completely okay if you call it whatever you want. Words don't matter, okay, Ryan? You can call it black magic, white magic. That's fine. They're just words, guy. That's all they are. You're entitled to use the word black magic any way you want, any way that makes you feel cool. That's your ego talking, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the process. So did you really just spill my cup, you little naughty thing? Oh, that's a good thing. It's just water. Anyway. I think he's thirsty, honey. He's drinking the water. Like we said, he just got snipped, and so we've been kind of having to treat him a little bit weird. He can't have as much food because he's on meds. So, but today he's going back to meds. So, buddy, just try to rest, okay? Don't work yourself up. Oh, I love you, buddy. So I'm not trying to say like you're objectively wrong about the essence of these things. Yeah, that's great, Ryan. No, that's fine. Just all I'm saying is listen to what I'm saying and then process it later. Like really contemplate what I'm saying in your own downtime. Don't just reject it. Like and when I say this, it's not how it sounds. Don't just reject it like you're doing. Really contemplate what I'm saying. And if you still agree in a week, then live that way. That's fine. I'm not telling you to change. What I'm telling you is when you go down the rabbit hole like I have very far, both in magic and occult and this stuff, you realize that, let me explain this to you. The reason why you don't understand what black magic is because you're under the spell of it right now. You're programmed. You've been programmed by society. You've been programmed by the people who told you what magic was. You've been programmed by people who have been creating books and works to sell to you that they believe in. I'm not saying that they're nefarious. They believe in it usually themselves. They usually practice it themselves. But what happens is you get programmed. You especially when there's an identity complex associated with it, with I am a black magician. Nope, you've just gone negative. You've gone singular. You've gone ego. You've said the ego is God. Ego is the demiurge, or at least in your microcosm. In your microcosmic world, you are the monad, but your ego is your demiurge. Can I get how many people in the chat who are from legitimate high magic or whatever, or mystery school traditions would agree with what I just said. Your personal ego is the demiurge of your microcosmic reality. That's the demiurge. It's not something out there. It's your sense of identity. That's the demiurge for you. That's your demiurge, your personal demiurge. That's okay, Ryan. And don't worry about trying to argue it. If you're tuning in here, let me give you guys some advice. If you tune in here, don't try to argue with me, because you can't, because you have a limited box to put your arguments. I'm not saying you can't because you're stupid. I mean, maybe you are. I might say that if I argued with you. And I don't like arguing with people. I love to talk to people. If you and I sat down and talked face to face, so long as you were mature and I was mature, the conversation would be glorious. I guarantee it. It would be beautiful. We'd have a good time. We might get a little frustrated with each other, but it would be glorious. But you can't argue with me when you're over there sitting in a chat box. And I don't want to talk to you personally because I am already confident. Everything you're saying, Ryan, I've heard before. Let's put it like this. Everything you're trying to tell me, I'm familiar with every layer of that argument. I've used them in the past myself. I changed my mind. I changed my mind because I learned better, or I created a better model. Let's put it like that. Instead of I learned better, like objectively, like you're not as good, let's say for me, this model is way better, but it's also, listen to the people who will agree in the mystery school traditions and things that I'm associated with, if what I just said is more accurate to what they've been taught. In other words, the people who really know the organized magic, the traditions, the things that exist that most people kind of put their poop on these days because they're tired of formalities and shit. What they've been taught is closer to what I'm saying, and it's just something I've intuitively gotten from the source, my own contemplations, my own work. I didn't go to like the Masons and say, teach me math. I didn't go to, no. I just stuck my big brain in the picture and said, oh, how does this work? Oh, that's neat. That makes sense. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. As within, so without. Agreed. Exactly. So your personal ego, your personal demiurge, must have a macrocosmic demiurge to be in war with. Did you know that? If you want to beat the macrocosmic demiurge, the only way to win that war is to beat the egoic demiurge. That's the only way. You can't take on the external demiurge. And the external demiurge is exactly what keeps you in this mortal form. And it only works because you think you're it's a head game. Ultimately, all of this is a head game. It's all a psyop. It's all psychology. It's all, and once you transcend that, suddenly you realize that reality is not a dream. What you see is a dream. Reality is dreaming. And you're not the dreamer because the dreamer is part of the dream. So you're the dreaming. You're a piece of the dreaming. You're a piece of the dreaming. To use the metaphor of dream. You're the, what is he doing? Oh my God, he's having fun. Should he be zooming like that with his... Do we have to lock you in the bath? I know. We should give him a sedative, actually. It's time. He might need his pain pill, too. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go. Because I wanted to end at 5, and it's probably pushing 6 now. It's after 6. So I'm going to go. I appreciate all you guys. And forgive me for ranting like a loon in the beginning of this. Forgive me for being upset. If you haven't, if you just tuned in now, go find out what I was upset about, and you'll understand. Or maybe you won't. Or maybe you'll feel the same catharsis I'm feeling. But I want to say one final thing. Oh, look at the numbers climbing. I should go live at this time every day. Look at this. So much better than my late night streams. So much better. What's up, Twisted Jack? I should do more of these impromptu streams. I like doing these. I like the surprise streams because then I get to see how many people really like to watch. What was I going to say? I just heard myself say, I want to say one more final thing. I forgot what it was. Oh, fuck me in the ass. Oh, what the hell was it? I don't remember now what I was trying to say. That's all right. That happens. Watch the beginning of this and try to understand that even for those of us who, would you not destroy my property, please, dog? Please, please go away. Go, shoot, here, play with this. Go get it. For those of you who can resonate with everything I felt, thank you. For those of you who can't, I apologize, but maybe someday you'll understand. Someday soon, you're going to understand. It's not going to be a choice. Unless you literally tune out of reality for the rest of your life. I mean, they don't even have to prove that it's, he's got some plastic, honey, he's chewing. I'm on the stream, I can't just get up. He's being so naughty right now, but he's so cute. He's so freaking cute. Thank you, I am. I like that, I am Anna, I like that. Watch the beginning of this stream, and if you think I sound crazy, or if I sound like the other side, just finish watching the video and read the chat as you go. Listen to what people are saying. I asked people to tell me if they understood and resonated with what I meant, if I sounded nuts. No, everybody understood. Everybody completely understood. We're sick of this shit. We're sick of these people. We're sick of being told that we're Nazis. We're sick of all of this. We're sick of losing friends from sanctimonious assholes that have no self-awareness whatsoever. And we're really tired of this. And it is coming to an end. And I regret that I couldn't reach more of my friends over the years and get them to wake up and keep them as friends. But this is how life is. Not everybody's going to make it. Life is not, a spectator sport. Life is not a game where everybody wins in this dimension of reality. If you want this to change, then we've all got to line up and wake up, and then life will change. If you don't like the fact that this realm is dog eat dog, then the only way to change that is to wake up and go up a level, because that's not going to change down here. You want to go into a realm where everybody is given equity, everybody has an equal outcome, you're nuts at this level if you think that's going to happen. The only place that happens is in the grave, motherfucker. Have you ever heard we're all equal in the grave? Why do you... Don't you understand why they're pushing equity? Because they want to kill you all. Because the ultimate realization 20 or 30 years from now they were going to push in propaganda was true equality is in death. And they would have killed you all. You have no idea how sick these fuckers really are compared to how we think. They think we're sick. But that's what was coming. You want true equality? There's equality only in the grave. The king is equal to the pauper in the grave. So all of these ignorant, socialist, envy-driven motherfuckers who are upset because they don't have what somebody else has, you are going to find out that way, and unfortunately, you were going to drag us all with you. We're not going to let it happen. We're not letting it fucking happen. So watch the beginning of this video and read the chat, read the comments, see how many people resonate, and they're not just resonating because they're my fans. I've practically done everything I possibly could to turn my old fans away from myself. I still have lots of you watching every time I put a stream up. And I am so grateful for you guys. I know I say, like, you're stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying don't be like that. When I say that's a stupid thing, you're stupid if you think that, I'm trying to discourage stupid thinking. A lot of guys that do what I do, they'll come on. Hello, everybody. My name is D.H. Thorne. Now, you must understand, blah, blah, blah. Or they'll talk even so. You must understand that God is consciousness. And they're trying to be as inoffensive, and most of the time it's an act, because they read somewhere or they learned from their master that taught them non-duality when they woke up, that spontaneous, in other words, non-analytical thought is the flow, right? So what they do is they stop talking to themselves and they just enter silence and then just go with the first thing that so that's why it takes them a while. They're going slow, but they don't really do that. Most of them, it's just an act. So when they act all reserved and peaceful, that's an act because they're trying to demonstrate how pacified their mind is. But if you enter a deep flow, your mind will sound like however it needs to sound. So I will sound like a ranting maniac, or I'll sound calm, or I'll sound this. My energy levels are up and down the whole time. Thank you, Trampus. Oh, everybody. Yeah, I love that card. He's cool. Don't get me wrong. It may be an act, but he's a good actor. I like his wisdom. He's not a bad guy. That card, he might be on the bad team. I don't know, but I like what he says a lot. Look, you have to understand, even the negative polarity knows everything I'm telling you. The masters of the negative polarity are just as non-dual as I am, and that's why they are trying to be king. They're trying to be the one, not oneness. They're trying to be the one. And it's like the Sith. That's why there's always two and never more, because there's only one master and one apprentice. Ooh, if you understood the symbolism there, which I don't have time to get into. So I rant and rave because, well, not everybody does. And it's closer to my heart. It's how I like to go. And I'm glad you guys appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. And we'll see if I'm on next week. I might take some time off again. We'll see. I'm kind of watching the same shit show you are. And if you're one of those people on the side that hates me and you've been hate watching this entire 2-hour stream, thank you for your attention. Thank you for that energy. Now go away. That's all. Go away, mad. You can't do anything to me, and if you do, there's things that'll avenge me, trust me. All right. No more. That's it for tonight. My wife's hungry. I will check you all soon. Bye.